What is up, YouTube? We're back with our 1999 Yamaha YZ80. We're going to be finishing the split. We found out that there was something wrong with it. I can't remember what it was. It's been a little while, but there was some shit wrong. Oh yeah, this was broke. So there's no way to actually put the basket on the clutch pack. So we're going to switch out the transmission shafts. We're going to split this one, split the other one, and swap them out. And I'm probably going to do a video on all of it. This is just going to be the part 2, though, on removing the crankshaft for this video. I'll make another series for the installation. Alright, I'm going to grab some tools. I'll be right back. Alright, so we're going to go, like we said, for our primary drive shaft nut. It's a 19 millimeter. Hopefully it'll be kind of easy to get off. It's not easy to get a standard socket in here unless you have like a really skinny one. But we'll see how tight it is. That seems like it came off already. Or it just stripped it. Ooh, that is on. Alright, so let's try to get a little bit more torque. We're going to add our extension right here. Sure, Mini, I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the video. We're going to go ahead and give that. Oh, there we go. And we got it broke. Alright. So we'll hold the nut in place and we'll go ahead and continue removing it. Remember, it's just standard thread, not reverse thread. I'm not sure if you need the clutch basket on here to take it off, but most of the time, I mean, it's the easiest way that I've ever found, and just putting that nut right there, either to take off the basket on the lower end or to take off the primary on the top for the Yamaha. It's reversed sometimes for other stuff. So we'll go ahead and take off our primary, and there's our Woodruff key. We'll put those together. And we've already got a diagram written up for our bolts. We'll flip this around. Here's our spacer also. Your crankshaft primary drive spacer. We'll keep all this stuff together. And I'm gonna flip the engine because that's it. Make sure you line this up as good as you can right now. It's probably gonna move. But line it up so when you pull this through, this is going to be coming with the case. So, or it might stay. I don't know. You never know what comes. We'll be right back. All right, boys. So you know how Yamaha does us. A lot of these other places, you're going to want a wide Phillips. Any crankcase bolts, you're going to want a wide Phillips. You're going to want the exact same size, the snuggest you could get in there. Make sure you push on the back side of your engine too, and I'm probably going to use my shoulder and push right here just to make sure we crack them all really good. And just take if you're using an impact, just a couple clicks at a time, and then go ahead and back her all the way out. A couple clicks, back it out. A couple clicks, make sure all the seating is good, that there's not a bunch of shit all over it, or it's not damaged. And if it is, make sure you clean it up before you start to disassemble, because you do. I mean, stripping these bolts isn't the end of the world. I could probably do an example. Stripping one of these inner bolts would probably be harder than stripping one of these outer bolts. We'll make a video on it sometime short. Use vice grips. In short, vertically, and then just give it small turns at a time, and then finish it off with either a drill or whatever. As long as it comes off. You probably don't need to sit here and watch me crack all these, but oh. That one felt sketchy. So there's 11 of them. Alright. So I didn't poke holes in this yet. We'll be right back. Alright, so once you get your holes poked out, go ahead and fill it up. Alright, so we got them all in order, so there's no worrying about where they go once you're reassembling. So next I'm going to hook up the pusher to this, and I'll be right back. Let me grab it. So this is what the puller tool, or pusher tool, because you're going to be pushing in. This is what the tool looks like. They're probably about 40, 50, maybe even 70 bucks. Sometimes it depends. I got the cheap one. It's not any tusk or anything, but it works amazing. So what you want to do is find 3 good spots on the case. I'd recommend, shoot, something even almost like that, because you really want to make sure you're pulling the back of the case as well as the front. You know what? But you could always tap it. We'll do something like that for now. I think that'll be fine. So what we do, we can just go ahead and grab our first bolt, start putting it in. You just kind of leave those nuts on there all the time. You don't really ever need to remove them. So you put it in as far down as it goes. You want to center this to your crankshaft. Make sure that you're pushing your rod here directly onto the crankshaft, centered. That's not like off to the side or anything. You don't want to burr anything up. You might even leave the nut on there. Might be a good idea just to make sure. And also cleaning the mating surfaces if it's uneven. Make sure you clean all the gasket and shit like that off of it before you do that. And don't tighten them all down until you get the last stud here on. And then we're gonna tighten it down. This one happens to be a 10 millimeter. Make sure you line this up. Kind of just use your fingers, you know, you could line it up pretty damn good. Alright, so tighten them up now, the nuts with your fingers. Let's grab a 10. No, you don't gotta tighten them too much. Just make sure they don't move around so you don't mess the mating surface up. Alright, so that's what we got. So now we're gonna need a 17 on this. I don't recommend an impact. I recommend just slow and steady. Somewhere we've got right here. So we're just gonna hook this up. We've got all the bolts on. Make sure, double check you got all the bolts removed. Make sure you got your anything cleaned, your seals, your shafts clean right here, so you're not pulling through any burrs through your case. Because that can mess things up in the long run. You might need to buy a whole new case. Looks like everything's clear, so we're gonna go ahead and start. And it's actually already coming apart. That split very easy. The front did not, which is telling me that it's either a dowel. Sometimes you have dowels that will get corroded, like probably this one right here, and more than likely that's probably going to be our issue, but it shouldn't be too bad as long as we give it some nice taps. I mean, with a rubber mallet around these studs, maybe sometimes they make little spots to hit it, but I'm spending too long here. Hopefully I didn't turn the camera all fucky. Shouldn't cuss here. Alright, so let's try to reconnect it. Here we go. Hopefully we're somewhat back to where we were originally. Alright, so we're going to continue. Give it a couple hits with the rubber. This is the one that I particularly, actually you could remove these and replace them. I never knew that. Give it a couple taps. Probably take that off. So if you don't have it in the cradle, sometimes it is easier. Alright, sometimes you could even press this end to get that end to loosen up. I'm wondering if we're already a little too much in. get this one to get loose. Sometimes if you pinch it, it could be bad news too. If you try to push this out too fast, you'll do too much on this side and not enough on this side, and it'll just pinch it, and you'll think it's stuck, but it's not really. It's just pinched. This looks like it was probably the case on this one, because we're getting pretty good separation. It's nice and even right now. I think we could take it all the way. No, let's go ahead and do the same thing again. Try to keep them even here. So we'll go ahead and tap it. Mate, you can even tap the transmission. Do it very lightly though, very lightly. Or I mean the primary drive gear, but very lightly, because you do not want to damage the other end of the case. Alright, so it looks like we're nice and clear here. We're split up. You could move it by your hands, which tells me I could take it out of the cradle now, and things are going to be a lot easier. So I'm going to remove our puller, because we no longer need... Yeah, we no longer need that. It's free from the bearing. So I'll be right back. We'll get some things set up here. Alright, so we took our engine off the cradle. We'll just go ahead and start taking it like this, and it seems like this part's gonna stay. Oh, and so right now, what I'm fighting is what we were talking about earlier, our selector, our gear selector. So you just want to kind of rotate that, and she should pop right off. Shit. Looks like our primary transmission. I don't recommend doing that if yours is still good. So this whole bad boy's just gonna come out because of these shift forks. So we made a mess of it, but no worries. So it looks like this is just gonna have to, I don't know if that's awful. It's pretty bad. Hopefully we don't need any of these gears. We'll come back to this now. So here is our crankshaft. That's how we remove our YZ80 crankshaft. Probably similar to the YZ85 as well. We'll be doing a video on that later. Little look on the inside. So you got your counter shaft. You got your... Actually, wait, I'm going to make this too long. So anyway, yeah, that's how you disassemble. We're going to go through a reassemble video here in just a minute. It'll be a different series, so check for it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, please. Check us out on eBay, FloridaBikeSupply.com. If it helped, give it a like, boys. Peace.